Hi, Jenny. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi.
So nice to talk to you today.
Yes, I'm excited. You're out in South Carolina, correct?
Correct.
Yes, we're in the upstate of South Carolina. Our office is in Greenville, but we cover the entire upstate area.
Perfect. So what neighborhoods do you want to focus on today?
Well, we like to think of ourselves as being sort of like throw the net wide realtors. Jenny lives in Easley, so everything sort of west of Highway 85 is her stomping ground, and everything east of it is mine. I've lived in Fountain Inn and Simpsonville, Malden. I've worked in Taylor's and Greer, so we've got a very wide net of people and of communities that we're really familiar with. So we say anywhere in the upstate, we can help you guys find a place to live.
And if you want to know where Easley is, the Clemson Tigers are about 30 minutes. So Easley is right between Clemson University and Greenville. A lot of people know where we are now because of our recent football run. Exciting. Go Tigers.
And how did you guys get together? How did you start working together?
Well, we met in Bold, which is a Keller Williams class.
Yeah, I love Bold.
Yeah, we love Bold too. It really we always say it changed our lives, in part because it brought us together and we became accountability partners immediately.
Awesome.
Started sharing an office, and then organically over the past couple of years have decided to share our business, and now we're ready to build a team.
Helped a lot with our work-life balance, because in the process of us working together, it always leaves somebody for our clients to call or to text or what have you. So we always tell everybody they get 2 agents for the price of one. If I have we both have children, so if I have something going on with my children, or Lisa has something going on with hers, we're able to sort of flip-flop, which is nice.
That's great. And that's important because sometimes, vacation happens, sick days happen, and when they work with you, they don't have to worry about that because there's always somebody there to pick up the ball and keep it.
Yeah, we definitely schedule our time off opposite each other so that someone's always here for our clients.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else? What else goes on over there? What kind of recreational things? What do you guys like to do in your free time?
Well, we wanted to talk a little bit about Greenville has been an up-and-coming town. We both grew up here, so we remember when downtown was a place people didn't want to go. That was back in the late 80s and early 90s. And then this building that's in the picture behind us is the Peace Center for the Performing Arts, and it was built in 1991. And we really think began
over so they can see how beautiful
it sits on the river right in downtown, and it's a big venue. And of course, right now it's closed. But it began a revitalization of our downtown that has been ongoing ever since. And so now we have these amazing outdoor spaces. It's a real town for foodies. It's a town for bikers. We have a huge community of people who ride bikes in our city because there's a bunch of outdoor trails. And so even just little things like city planners have, in the past few years, they've been developing the old railway lines into bike trails that run, I don't even know how many miles now, 30 or 40 miles from the northern end to the southern end of the county, and they're still building it all the time. So there's a real commitment to development in our area, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of watching it.
Yeah, it's really neat. We have one thing a lot of folks love about Greenville is the Swamp Rabbit Trail. So it connects Traveler's Rest, which is the northern part. We're right at the foothills. And it runs into downtown, and there's restaurants along the way and stops and shops and all of that, but folks really enjoy a nice Saturday out in downtown, and it passes right through downtown, actually right through where this picture is. And not far from this we have a waterfall and a suspension bridge, a huge suspension bridge right in the middle of downtown. So lots of good local restaurants that we both enjoy going downtown
all the time
on a weekend or even for lunch and grabbing lunch and walking through.
I also love that it's big enough to have all of those things, but small enough to where every time I go downtown, I run into people I know.
Right.
It's not such a huge town that you don't find your people and see them, just randomly when you go out. I went to downtown Saturday for lunch with my husband, and we ran into 3 different people we knew just kind of hanging out in the parks and on the plaza and Main Street. So it definitely has that small town feel, but a lot of sort of big town amenities. Like we have at the Peace Center, they bring Broadway shows every year, and big name Broadway shows. Next year we have Wicked, Hamilton, Hadestown, Oklahoma.
Mean Girl, Mean Girls?
I don't think Mean Girls is coming. I don't remember what else, but you get the idea.
Dear
Like,
Evan
you know,
Hansen.
we've got Wicked in Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen, and Book of Mormon's been here twice in the last few years. So it's big enough to attract some really awesome entertainment.
Very cool. I don't know if you two are familiar with San Antonio, Texas. That's where I'm from originally. So when I see that picture behind you, it reminds me of the Riverwalk. So down there too, like you can dine on the river, you can shop by the river, go out. There's all kinds of stuff floating along the river, and they've gradually developed more and more of it and made it bigger. So that's what I think of when I see that picture.
Oh yeah, definitely sounds the same. They even do every spring. They do a duck derby in the river where people can buy little plastic ducks, and they set them all loose in the river, and they run. And it's like
the
a
grand
race.
prize is
That's cute.
free groceries from one of our local supermarkets. It's sponsored by our Greenville Rotary. It's just neat because we got the space. We have Fall for Greenville in the fall, which is where all of our local restaurants come and set up tents, and they sell tickets to buy food, and you can walk through and just sample the food from all of the local restaurants.
I love it.
And then in the spring we have Artist Fair. We do have a really huge local arts community. There is a big outdoor art festival in the spring called Artist Fair, and then in the fall a lot of the local artists do a thing called Open Studios, where they put out a big map of the city where all the studios are, and for a whole weekend local artists open their studios. You can come in and watch them work, but also of course they're obviously selling works of art and prints, and it's just a really fun way to get to know the neighborhoods too.
I like that stuff. I like art stuff too.
Me too.
Art events, yeah. So let's talk about the housing market over there. How's the housing market? What would somebody expect for an average price?
We're between $250,000 and $260,000 average, $260,000 average price. We don't have an exact square footage average. You just totally disappeared. We don't have an exact square footage average available today. Most homes here are, I would say, 2,000 to 2,500 square feet. One great thing about Greenville and our housing market is that our property taxes are significantly less than other places in the country. According to which county that you reside in, your property taxes are easily under $2,500 a year for a $250,000 house.
That's great.
Yeah, we know that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the people we've brought here from New York almost always talk about the taxes and how, they were paying easily 10 times as much in New York as they're paying here. And obviously that's a big difference in how you can live and your lifestyle and how much house you can afford, since it's escrowed into the house payment. So we find a lot of people who move here from New York specifically find a tremendous amount of freedom in what they're able to buy here as far as their housing.
And amount of living space.
Yeah, and we're able to get a lot of people in way under what they expect as far as their budgets, because they're thinking in a mindset of New York budget, and then it's true.
So I think a big thing to think about when you're thinking of moving from this city to what you guys probably feel is rural in Greenville is our lot size. So our homes, a small lot here is, a quarter acre. So most people here have at least a quarter of an acre, not everyone, but it's really not difficult to find a house on a half an acre of land or more.
Another thing I think that draws people to Greenville is that we are really close to a lot of really cool stuff. Like, you can be in Atlanta in under 3 hours. You can be at the beach in Charleston in 3 hours. We are very close to the mountains of North Carolina.
In Tennessee.
We can be in Asheville in an hour. You can be in East Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains in 3 hours. So, we're situated right here at the little tip of the upstate, and you can go in all kinds of directions and see basically just about any kind of terrain you want to see.
Yeah, so they'd have options to get away and still not have to travel that far.
Absolutely, and especially right now, I think it's important they wouldn't have to get in a plane.
Yeah, they could take their car.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And we, if you're interested in looking for a little bit more about Greenville in particular, visit greenvillesc.com is a great resource. Also, if you Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, #GreenVille.
It's been really interesting. I don't really think of Greenville as a retirement community, but then there's several different places that have talked about retiring here. I think just part of it being that it's economically advantageous. If you own a home outright in a place where real estate's very expensive, you can sell it, come here, use a portion of that money to pay cash for a house, and then have enough money to live on for quite a while. So
right.
a lot of people making that decision. And
I love it. I feel like you ladies have given us a good taste, Greenville and South Carolina. And then should any of our viewers have any questions, I'll attach your contact information towards the end of the video, and that way they can reach out to you directly, and you can go from there.
Sounds perfect.
Yes, please.
But everything sounded wonderful, and one day hopefully I'll be able to go visit you guys.
Yes.
We'll go out, go check out the river.
If anybody comes to visit, please let us know. We'd love to take you out to coffee.
And we would love to take you out and show you our town and buy you dinner and just have a great time.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. You two have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Be in touch.
Yes, absolutely.